Hello, my name is Todd Bigelow. I'm a freelance photographer based in Los Angeles for the last 30 years, working with editorial, corporate, and nonprofit clients. I'm an adjunct professor of photography and photojournalism, workshop founder, and author of the Freelance Photographer's Guide to Success Business Essentials. This is just a short video series where I talk about business topics for freelance photographers. Hope you enjoy. Hey everyone, I want to jump right into it today. I want to talk about working with lawyers for infringement claims. Okay, I see a lot of stuff on social media. I get emails seeking, references and so forth. So I want to just touch on a couple of things if you're going to pursue an infringement claim. Reputations matter, so who you decide to work with, don't rush into it. You want to look into a number of things and consider a number of factors, as will a lawyer. So remember, there's a collaboration. Reputations do matter. So if something gets as far along in a case as to getting into a trial, you want to take into account a number of factors, including the reputation of the firm and or lawyer. Okay. Now, I do want to throw a caveat out there from something that happened to me many years ago in photography, in the shooting aspect, in my freelancing. I was going from one place to another and, was basically told by a number of people at the place that I was leaving to beware of a particular editor at the place that I was hoping to freelance at. And, I was a little cautious about when I started to work with the new client. And it turned out that the reputation that the person had, it was not that way with me at all. Okay, so it ended up being a wonderful situation. The editor was super fair to me, got a lot of work. So sometimes, reputations are accurate, sometimes they're inaccurate, sometimes it's somewhere in between. It's not completely accurate, it's not completely inaccurate. So it's important to consider it, but I would not, make a decision solely based on that, which leads me to another point. Seek multiple references. Okay, talk to multiple colleagues, reach out to them by email, direct message, whatever you want to do, call them. But seek multiple references, okay, not just one. Also, ask about communication skills. That is huge with me. I want to have I want to work with somebody that has very good communication skills. Okay, I understand that lawyers are very busy. My case is not their only case, so I don't expect an immediate response to an email, but I also don't want to have to chase a lawyer down for, requesting an update 2 and 3 times, and going a week or 10 days before I finally get a response. And that has happened to me somewhat recently. So, those are things that are very important to me. I expect a professional relationship. I communicate professionally. I hope they communicate professionally. It is a professional relationship. And I do want and expect a certain response time. Again, reasonably, not necessarily always within a day or 2 days or even 3 days. I understand that lawyers have court cases that they're involved in, and depositions and writing reports and doing research. But if they're going to take on a case, they should be able to communicate with you professionally and at least let you know that they'll get back to you with some answers relatively quickly. So communication skills is very important. You don't want to get frustrated going forward on a case. You need to ask about fees. So fees oftentimes in infringement cases will be contingency based. Okay, that's been the case with me all the time. They can change a little bit. Sometimes there's a contingency fee based upon no filing of the lawsuit. So perhaps the lawyers just speak with one another and they work out an agreement. If it does go into being filed and or going actually to court, sometimes that contingency will change. Okay, so you want to ask about what the fees will be. You want to do some research. So you want to check the State Bar Association. I check research if I'm going to hire a contractor to do any work in my house. I want to make sure they're licensed, bonded, and insured. I want to make sure that they don't have a lot of complaints against them. If there are complaints, hopefully I can find out about how they were resolved. The State Bar Association is a great resource for whatever state you're in. Obviously, there are professional organizations as well for lawyers and law firms, and you can look into the information that you find there. Hopefully, that'll come through a Google search. When you are Googling, which I do, recommend that you Google whoever you're going to work with. Again, take into account, where that information is coming from. Okay, so as you would if you're doing research for anything, make sure it's a legitimate, reliable source of information. Last but not least, I think you should meet with your lawyers, either in person, over a cup of coffee if you're in town, but definitely at least have a phone call or two, a Zoom call. You need to make sure that there's a good rapport, and I'm sure the lawyer wants to make sure that there's a good rapport and that there's a feeling like this can work well. I can work with this person, okay? I want that very much so. I want to have a good professional collaboration. I think that you gain insight into somebody when you can sit down with them and either communicate, hopefully in person, or just, over the phone or something. You can have that conversation and feel like this is going to work. Okay, so I think we've all experienced sometimes your vibes don't connect. Sometimes they do. So make sure that you have that opportunity to have a meeting of some sort. Okay, don't take any one of those factors as the end all for making your decision. Take all of them, consider it, and then if you wish to go forward, then go ahead and agree to work with that lawyer. You'll get a contract, you'll get an agreement. Look it over, of course, but take all of those factors as a whole before you decide who you're going to work with if you're going to pursue an infringement claim. Okay, don't rush into anything. Is the principal point. All right, hope that helps. Hope everybody's having a good summer, and stop back by next time.